What's up, YouTube? Sean the Average Angler here, and today we are going to talk about my favorite underspin setup, but that's kind of broad, and I want to keep this video a little shorter. So we're actually going to talk about bigger underspins, if you will, okay? 3/8 and 1/2 ounce. Where I'll use these, why, what size swim bait I'm going to fish on it. The 3/8, I'll go down to 3.3. I prefer this with a 3.8 or a 4.3. The 1/2 ounce, typically 4.3 and bigger. This in particular is a favorite of mine, these heads. They're Spin Tricks by Blade Runner. It's got a Mustad Ultra Point hook. This is the gold. And they make these with either the hook keeper here and here, or excuse me, bait keeper. It's a flat head. You see that? It's flat, right? So pretty big. That is the 1/2 ounce. Now these do come also with a screw lock. You can get a screw lock style. And they do come in all kinds of different patterns. So gold just happens to be a favorite of some of the lakes I fish, okay? So I'm really high on the gold. If I'm not throwing gold, I'm typically throwing raw, which is just lead, right? And you'll see they're different size. If I can hold this right. They are a different size hook. And I'll look on the package, but there you can see. I don't think the hook size is on here. Pull the label out. Nope. No hook size, but I'm going to say one is a 5/0 probably. The other may be a 4/3. I'm going to say it's a 4. Anyway, the hook shank length is different, which is really what's important to me on underspins is the length of the hook shank. I believe if you get it too far back of the bait, it takes away some of the action. Now, at times of the year, you might want to do that. But for the most part, this is a 4.8 Kitech. And I don't worry too much about the bottom keeper, although you can bend it up. Let's see if I have something here. As you get older, you start to learn, and it's probably best to do it with pliers. I'm not going to worry about it right now, but you can bend this up against here so that a Kitech, that narrow head, will catch it, or you can nip off a little bit of that if you want to. I don't normally do that. I just hold it up there, see where I need to come out, about halfway back. Just thread that baby on there. Keep it straight, and you're gonna see why I say to bend that in just a second here. All right, and there you have it, okay? Fits it really well. You'll see the hook keeper here on the bottom is not in the bait. This head's been around for a long time, and quite honestly, it was probably made for different swim bait in mind at the time. But that said, you can very easily pinch this down with a pair of pliers and it'll grab. As it is, it holds pretty darn well. I've never had a problem with it as is. That's a 4.8. Okay, I'll fish the 4.3 on here. I can go down to 3.8, but I really prefer to go to the smaller hook with 3.8. Now, what do I fish this rig on? So this one, I would fish on something like, I have a Powell 764. They call it a light flipping rod. I don't light flip like that. That's just me. I will throw this on like the Powell 764. Okay. I want this bait bumping bottom. 9 times out of 10, I want it bumping bottom. I want to feel this head hitting rocks on occasion. I want that blade to be spinning and hitting rocks, making some commotion, knocking some muck up, so that it looks like something's struggling on the bottom, right? This Bastrix head is by far and away my favorite underspin head. And I don't know, honestly, how popular they are in the rest of the country. They're very popular here in California. They sell a ton of them. Blade Runner's been around for a real long time. They also make, cheers folks, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. We're bringing you new content 3 to 5 times a week. I mean, I try, work schedule depending. It's been a little tough to get the in the office segments lately because I haven't been in the office first thing in the morning. For those that don't know, I'm an account manager. So every day is different. You can plan a day and doesn't mean that's how it's going to turn out. So we're reactive a lot of times. Anyway, I will fish this on a 764. You can go down to a 734 if you want. 734 is actually what I'll throw the 3/8 on. I'll even go down to like a 705 crankbait rod for this one. Prefer the 734. I will do a 704 jig rod, if you will. Typically, I don't fish an underspin on a crankbait rod. I can, I have, I will, but my preferred would be that 764, which they call, with Powell, they call it a light flipping rod. I think it's called the light flipping rod. I don't know that they make it anymore. I'm sure there's other brands out there that does. Dobbins, Phoenix, Lou's probably has something. I'm sure there's a ton of them, right? Typically, I'm going to fish this on 16-pound Sunline FC Sniper fluorocarbon. Okay, I'm not a real big braid to fluorocarbon guy except on spinning rods. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why. I got an itchy trigger finger. I feel something, I'm swinging, and I'm swinging for the fence. It just, braid doesn't suit my style as much because I feel too much. I get too jumpy, and I think I pull the bait away from fish a lot of times. So 16-pound Sunline FC Sniper fluorocarbon. If I feel the need, I'll go up to 18. I won't go to 20. That's going to be 14 on the 3/8. I won't really go under that on a 3/8. Now, my smaller underspins, I use a different head, okay? And that's a whole different video. We're only talking about the bigger stuff here. And this is a 4.8. We can go up to a 5.8 on this head. They make heads that are bigger, okay? They make hooks that are bigger. This 4.8 to me is a perfect match with this rig, okay? Means I can go one size under, I can go one size up. That's essentially how I look at these, okay? This is gonna be the same way. 4.3 is probably the perfect match, so I can go down to a 3.8. I can go up to a 4.8. That's the 3/8 size, has a smaller hook. I always want to match the hook to the bait, not the weight. I want to match the hook to the bait. It's more important that the hook fits the bait properly. Sorry if you guys can hear that. My dog is tearing up a bone over there. She's having a good old time. She's happy daddy's home, and we're making another video. Anyway, so 7.3 to 7.6 is what I prefer for both of these. I probably aren't going to go much over the 764 for any underspin. There's plenty of hook setting power. It's a long rod. It loads really well for casting. It's probably not really meant much for more than... I can fish 3/4 of an ounce on it. I feel a little overpowered, even if the rating says we're good. Yeah, it's, you know, this is why we end up with so many rods and reel combinations, because the longer you be doing it, the more and more you start to be like, well, this one casts this one best, this one casts this one best, this one feels the best with this. So it is what it is. Hopefully we get to get out and dial stuff in. If you're a non-boater, you're fishing from the bank, it's a little bit different. If I was fishing from the bank or a non-boat, fishing as a co-angler, I might just go with a 734. That way I have the versatility of both. Probably fish that 16-pound line. Because, folks, where I'm fishing these, it's Clear Lake, California, okay? You have to be expecting to get an 8+ pound bite every cast. If you're not expecting to get bit by that fish, and when it does, there's a good chance you're gonna lose it. You've got to be expecting to get that bite. Anyway, it's pre-spawn time. It is nice out right now. I actually had the windows open in the house. I didn't look at the temperature on the car when I got home, but I'm gonna guess 66, 67 degrees. There's a slight breeze outside. It's sunny and clear. It's beautiful. These are great baits for the pre-spawn. At least here in California, these are great baits for the pre-spawn. They're great baits for the post-spawn. They're great baits for the fall. They're great baits for the winter. The underspin bite on Clear Lake has not stopped this year since early fall. They're still eating it. The colors of the baits may change, okay? This is sight flash. I wouldn't even throw this any other time of year other than pre-spawn spawn. White seems to be really good here during that time. The rest of the time you're going to be concerned about either, I throw two colors, hitch or bluegill flash. My confidence colors, okay? I'm sure other guys catch them on other baits. Those are my confidence colors. That's what I'm gonna throw. Thanks for watching. Look for that other video on underspins coming up. We'll talk about the lighter stuff, all right? I just felt it necessary to separate it because it's too big of a category, too important. We can all learn, we can all catch more fish throwing an underspin. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe. We'll see you soon.